for the other side, it's important. It's kind of like industry fear, that someone lacks a property and then they continue looking for something else. The other factor is like whenever you are filing an offer, submitting an offer, your finances should be already kind of like good 75% done. Your lender needs to know very well that yes, you are qualified. We might have little more paperwork from the underwriter required because each property, when after inspection, a couple things can pop up, homeowner association, title, preliminary report, but those are things that each property will demand, and then we serve those things to the underwriter. But going and giving your underwriter your taxes when you've been in escrow for a week, that's a little, you're like 2 months too late right there. And also I wanted to talk about what does the buyer goes through when they're going through a process. Each buyer, the process also kind of like, if they're renting, they already gave their 30-day notice, right? So for them, the clock is ticking and nobody wants to end up with their stuff in the storage and they have to go and rent a hotel or Airbnb or month-to-month situation, kids, schooling, there's a lot. So for a serious buyer, closing on time, because sometimes vice versa, the seller might be like, oh, we'll close when we close. Let's say we'll close when I find my next house, or we'll close when I'm ready to move. Well, again, you can't do that, especially you can't just assume that you can do that. If that's your intention, you need to have a very clear conversation with your agent. All of this has to be on paper, signed and agreed by all parties. If you are thinking, and happened to me not many times, that we close the transaction and then the seller stays inside the property as a tenant. But guess what? The buyer needs to know that ahead of time, and we'll also need a temporarily lease agreement. It could even be for 3 days or 10 days, whatever it is. It cannot just be assumption that, oh, we close, after we close, then I'm going to move. So hopefully you understand, like, both sides in this come in, and if they both are serious, there's still a lot of emotional triggers, there's still a lot of fears, a lot of moments, and that's where an amazing agents are important on both sides to, without any making drama out of it, just nicely prepare everyone step by step. Usually closing takes between 25 to 35 days. That's a normal, including if there's any holidays in between, that we have a lot. But every single week, and we basically work in real estate at least 4 days. A lot of times, even on Fridays, a lot of lenders are already not available. People take vacations, so if you go average 4 days, if it's a 4 week, so you have good about 16 working days that you have to get things done and really be on top of everything. Even when I say 25-day closing, take some days out of it. Take some days that there's just nothing happens. We're just waiting for the appraisal. So there's 3 days, could be not much is happening. Or, like I said, it could be holiday, could be people on vacation, could be inspector is running late, or they're still waiting for repairs to be completed. And all those things together, as long as you have clear communication and no one is thinking that above the other person in terms of like, oh, I'm a seller, buyer should adjust, or I'm a buyer, seller should adjust. Everybody should be fair, kind, sweet.